So I don't know, man. I was thinking about the other day about bringing somebody extra on. You're just like a third person, and
I don't think that's a bad idea.
yeah. Well, if we were to, there's like a couple of options, right?
Yeah.
Like Bill Clinton,
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton, their daughter, another Clinton,
Yeah.
maybe a fifth Clinton.
Wouldn't mind having Trump on here.
What's going on here?
Oh, hey.
How y'all doing today?
Hey, guys, we got a special guest today.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Bill Clinton.
So you've heard this voice before. He assisted me in the dark times of the podcast.
No, that was actually a pretty good episode. I was very impressed.
I feel very full. My heart is full.
Yeah.
My heart is full, and I'm happy about that.
Well,
I was just sitting there in the basement, and I could hear the echoes, the murmurs, and
over the Big Bang Theory. Yeah.
Oh no, we're getting into it right away.
I don't want to. No, sir, we're not doing that right now. That's not this episode.
Bazinga!
That's not this episode.
So we have a special guest here with us today. Randy, why don't you
Welcome,
just
Randy.
introduce yourself?
Howdy,
for the
everybody.
second time.
This is Randy. My name is Randy. I'm a good friend of Juan's, new friend of Richard.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to have me on. I'm happy to have me on this podcast.
So we had a conversation earlier today about movie stars, certain movie stars.
Okay.
And there was a gentleman that you and I brought up, The Rock.
Mr. Dwayne.
And we talked about Dwayne, and we talked about his reach as an actor. And so we have differing ideas on this reach, right? So I don't even know how to go into this, but
So I framed it earlier like Dwayne's never done a good role. Like he's always The Rock. He's always himself. But then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? No, that's kind of a lie. Pain and Gain.
oh yeah,
I don't love the movie.
I don't
but you
love
know,
the movie,
He
but-
commits.
Yeah.
He commits to that.
I had a good time.
Yeah, he's sweating and he's like he's anxious. I'm like, oh, okay, that's not bad, you know.
You want to know what's really awkward? I went with my very, very Christian grandfather to watch that movie in theaters. That was kind of like our thing is we would go and watch action movies. And that was not what we were expecting.
Yeah, Pain and Gain is like a mean. It's like mean. It's Michael Bay's probably meanest movie because it's about real people and a real thing that happened. And like they murdered people, and he's like, "Whoa, it's a wacky comedy."
Yeah, and they treat it so nonchalantly.
Anthony Mackie's chopping up a body.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't want to watch Falcon do that.
They're literally grilling fucking hands on a charbroiler.
Yeah, dude. It's like you said with your grandpa. I went with my mom, and it's just the worst, dude.
Yeah,
It's awful seeing
very
stuff like that
awkward.
with parents or people that you're like, you're not down with this. Even friends, I feel bad about doing that too. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
I
I
don't
made you
wanna do
watch.
this to you.
I'm sorry I made you watch Solo or a Serbian film. I didn't mean to do that. I would never do that though.
I'm gonna be honest. As an outside source, I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Solo is a movie about people eating poop.
As if I've never seen that.
People are like, oh, it's amazing.
So, where are you coming from on?
I've never seen Pain and Gain.
Oh, okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I've seen the movie poster. It's Mark Wahlberg looking terrifying, and then
So hey, what are you doing? It's Mark Wahlberg.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson also looking slightly terrifying.
Yeah,
they're both
that's-
wearing aviators.
Yes.
That's all I know about the movie.
And they're both roided up in that movie.
Yep.
Both roided up. And
Nice.
and I don't even remember the main conflict of that movie. It's like they have to kill them because of
Mark Wahlberg owns a gym.
money. Yeah, it's
He owns
money.
a gym, and it's like hemorrhaging money, and they're trying to get this mogul, this multi-millionaire. They're trying to scam him out of some money, and they're like, "What do we do?" And they're idiots. They're bodybuilders, so they kidnap him
They're
and his
juiceheads.
wife. They kidnap him and his wife, and they end up killing both of them. And then the movie is like them dealing with chopping the bodies up and hiding the evidence, and just it's crazy because it was a true story. Like this happened. And Tony Shalhoub, Monk is the guy. Yeah, Monk is the guy who gets murked.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they kidnap him. They kidnap his wife. It's really like mean and brutal.
So let me read the synopsis real quick. Danny Lupo, played by Mark Wahlberg,
Hey, it's me,
manager
Danny Lupo.
of the Sun Gym in 1990s Miami, decides that there is only one way to achieve his version of the American dream: extortion.
Ah.
To achieve his goal, he recruits muscle man Paul, played by Dwayne Johnson,
Okay.
and Adrian, played by Anthony Mackie, as accomplices. After several failed attempts, they abduct rich businessman Victor Kershaw
Monk.
and
That's Monk.
played
Oh,
by
yeah.
Tony
Shalhoub.
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 Is that
Okay.
how you pronounce that?
Shalhoub.
Shaloub.
And they convince him to sign over all his assets to them. But when Kershaw makes it out alive, authorities are reluctant to believe his story. So real case, like this actually happened in the 90s.
Sounds pretty intense. I'm
It's
not gonna lie.
Michael Bay's The Wolf of Wall Street,
Oh.
Yeah.
but Michael Bay did it, not
Okay,
Martin Scorsese.
So it's a dark Michael Bay movie.
Yeah, like if Scorsese did this, I could see him doing it like, oh shit, like Goodfellas energy, Wolf of Wall Street energy. But it's like Michael Bay, and it's like really funny. Like The Rock's
Yeah.
like funny. He's like a comedic relief almost. and-
Almost, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like we said, he was literally like flipping the hands on the grill.
Yeah. It's like
like,
it's
man,
supposed to
this
be comedic.
Yeah,
and
this is so crazy. Why are we doing
Anthony
this?
Mackie's with Rebel Wilson. She's calling his nuts raisinets because he does steroids, and
Yeah.
he goes to the hospital and she's all, your raisinets are really sexy because she's Australian.
Yeah, very weird movie. Very weird movie.
Yeah, like I guess what that kind of like makes me think is so it's to me at least like Dwayne kind of showed a little bit of like dimension in his character at least, right? Is that
little
is that a
bit.
right
Yeah,
word?
see that's the thing that I don't think I've seen from him since that is humility. Is like willing to be like
The dumb
stupid
character.
or dumb looking, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
And like to me, a good actor is like someone who's willing to look like an idiot, get in their skin, like Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Or Cena.
Yeah, even John Cena.
Yeah.
Even John Cena in like the Suicide Squad. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, okay, a wrestler's going to be in a movie again. And then I watched him and I was like, this guy's really funny. He's
Yeah.
got good timing.
It worked.
I believe him. I don't see him as John Cena.
No,
I'm like, oh, that's the Peacemaker.
Yeah,
You
that's,
know?
that's he embodied that.
Yeah,
Where-
absolutely.
yeah, whereas like Dwayne Johnson
Is
you
Dwayne
ne-
Johnson.
Yeah, you always see him.
He's got a safari shirt on. He's got shorts. He's got big old guns.
Okay,
Yeah.
so can I ask a question? So I guess the conversation that we had earlier was kind of in the regards of Dwayne Johnson having the thing in his contract where he can't be shown like being
Oh
beat
yeah,
or whatever.
he's got to like take. I don't know if it's weird. It's like he can't lose a fight or it's got to be a draw. And
wow.
and if he's fighting somebody, it's got to be equal punishment or more punishment.
Oh, kind of like in Fast Five with him and
Vin.
Yeah, Vin
yeah,
Diesel.
exactly. And then Hobbs and Shaw with him and
Yeah.
Jason
Jason
Statham.
Statham.
Jason Statham.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's
and
where
they're, like,
Billy
on
Butcher.
equal grounds because he's British, so he's smart.
Yeah,
Oh.
Brit
And
equals
The Rock,
smart.
And
So
and The
Rock
is
just plays big, dumb
smart,
American.
but
Okay.
American smart. So it's not as smart as British smart.
So Jason Statham's like,
He's British.
would you like a spot of tea?
Oh, you're from America,
Yeah, he
oi?
was-
And The Rock's like, I don't drink tea,
I drink coffee and
only
beer.
coffee and beer.
Well, I'm with you on that one, mate.
Okay, I guess I get that, but so what was the I think the conversation that we had earlier was like who had the I think we ended up comparing him to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, we were doing like Schwarzenegger, and then I brought up the Cena thing, but that's I don't know. I like your
I think
your
Rock-
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
and,
Rock and Schwarzenegger is a good
more of a
dichotomy.
yeah, absolutely. I was arguing that I think Schwarzenegger, maybe not at the beginning, but he definitely was able to play different characters throughout his movies.
Do you think the reason The Rock do you think like maybe the only way for The Rock to like come back or like make the major comeback is for him to step away for a minute?
I like I said, I don't think he's willing to do humility.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if he's willing to do that
I don't
Terminator
know, man.
role.
The man was in the Tooth Fairy.
See, I know, but that was like
Oh, and he was in
I'm
that
doing
one,
family movies.
The The Game Plan. I used to watch that with
Yeah.
my sister all the time. She loved that movie.
I liked the game plan. My sister did too, bro.
It was so like
So do you think in maybe in like the Schwarzenegger-esque like way to like where he's come, where like he did all the children's movies early on, and now he feels like maybe he's in like his Terminator roles?
Because remember, Dwayne Johnson also played Faster in 2020 or 2010.
What's that?
2010. You didn't watch that one?
Isn't that the drug smuggling movie?
No, that was the one. He drives a 1970 Chevy Chevelle. I remember
Sick.
that part specifically. But his brother got murdered by a criminal organization, and then he goes into jail, and he's quote unquote the ghost. He has tattoos that, like, even like this big ass Samoan dude, like who is a bodyguard for a mobster, understands. He's like, I'm not fucking with that dude. I'm not doing it. He plays him, and then he comes back after he gets out of jail and tries to kill everybody that's involved with his brother's death.
Oh wow,
That one's
That's
good. I remember
Faster.
seeing that. I remember actually seeing that one.
It has Billy Bob Thornton as the detective. Yeah,
Billy Bob. It's probably been like 10, 15 years, but I've seen that movie.
Yeah, same. It's been forever, but I remember it being a good one. That's another one I watched with my grandpa, and he actually really enjoyed it as well.
okay, but does he play like a humility kind of
Nope.
like? He's still a
He's-
badass.
Yeah, he's the silent badass
Yeah.
in that one. He
What a
doesn't
job.
talk, and he just fucks people
Imagine
up.
being able to like walk in and tell your boss like, I don't want anything wrong to happen to me.
Yeah, I
it all
just want to be
good.
the fucking badass of the movie.
Yeah.
That's why I think that the Arnold thing, like, I don't think Dwayne's had his kindergarten cop.
Okay.
I don't think he's had his.
I don't know. Wouldn't,
No,
the
he
tooth-
has.
wouldn't you
I-
call
I
the
would
tooth
say-
fairy?
his jingle all the way. See, but
Tooth Fairy,
that's-
Get Smart.
Are those as good though as kindergarten cop?
Okay.
I did really enjoy kindergarten.
Oh man,
It's hard to.
what is
But
this?
he was also in Central Intelligence. He was in the Jumanjis aren't good.
Okay. What? Hold on. Hold
Aren't
on.
a good
Wait.
a good representation.
We need
of
to we
The
need to
Rock.
stop with the Jumanji hate because I don't know where this is coming from.
Okay, I'll give you that one where he's looking at the camera and he's like, "Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry."
Yeah, like,
that's funny to me.
I love those movies.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. But that's my argument: is he kind of did have that kindergarten cop? It's not a tumor.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's not a tumor.
It's not like it's an episode of The Big Bang Theory or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Damn the slander.
You're just trying to get this going, aren't you?
Oh wait, what's that? What's that I hear? Oh wait, what's that I hear? Oh, I hear.
I don't want to
Richard,
do this argument right
Richard,
now.
I'm sorry. I hear the intro coming in.
The Southwest has been home to the most infamous outlaws, from Billy the Kid to Neil Patrick Harris. Safe to say, legends have wandered these deserts. And if you listen closely, you can almost hear the wind whisper their story over this barren land. Well, these two gunslingers, they have their own story to tell. They're shooting from the hip.
Okay, so let me toss out a hypothetical real quick.
Go ahead.
You mean that hypothetical?
I want to hear the room.
Okay.
If you were to cast Dwayne Johnson in a action movie directed by any director with any script that you want that actor to have to like play to,
Is he lead? Is he leading?
he'll be the lead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Can he be either lead or like second lead? Second. or
Whatever you
third
want to
lead?
put him in. You can
Okay.
just toss
We-
him
we
in
can-
there.
Okay.
But so it's an action movie by whatever director you decide. Let's start with Randy.
I could when you said that, the first thing that flashed into my mind was Jamie Foxx in Django. Because it's not very, he doesn't speak a lot in the movie. He really doesn't talk that much. He's very stoic.
Silent.
I think The Rock could pull that off.
Silent charisma.
Silent, but horrifying, you know?
Right. Did you listen to his interview on how Tarantino directed him?
Yes.
I love that.
I love that so much, dude.
Dude, you're I love Tarantino in that respect because he's not afraid to shy away.
I like Tarantino because he's a actor's director. He'll tell the, you know, because you hear some actors that are like, yeah, I kind of made it up all myself. My director wasn't really, and I get that.
But Tarantino knows movies.
Yeah, dude, he gets them. He gets it.
Yeah,
he absolutely
he's
gets it.
He's going to give you the direction you need.
I think he could direct Dwayne really well. Actually,
I think
I really do.
I wouldn't put him in a Wild West setting. I would put him. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson would go.
What? No. So let me ask Randy before you go on, because I want to know what plot. What plot
Shut
do you
me
say?
down.
No, because I want to know what he envisions
go
like
ahead.
a Tarantino Rock movie.
I would like to see, especially if we're doing wish fulfillment, I'd love to see Tarantino do a almost like Taxi Driver, but not Taxi Driver. I would
Okay.
love the 70s setting though, of maybe 70s New York or LA, and just a crime. I don't know, whether it be drugs, kidnapping, something that Dwayne just gets involved in. Maybe being a bouncer or an enforcer, maybe someone who's just trying to get some cash gathered.
You know what? I could actually see. I wasn't with you, but I can actually see that.
Now here's the major
Right?
question: do we put Rock in an afro,
Ooh, I would love Rock in an afro.
Not an afro.
turtleneck and afro?
Jerry
Yeah.
curls.
Oh, okay.
We're going
All right.
Jules. We're
Jerry
going Jules
curls.
drip.
I
feel
Pulp
that.
Fiction, bro. Yeah.
All right,
I could definitely see that.
that's hype.
And he would be an enforcer. Actually, you know what? A bouncer for a club.
With Sam Jackson as his boss, who's
Yes.
trying to get him because he's huge. He's huge, and he's like, hey, listen, why you out here
You
doing?
can make so much more money.
can make much more money if you come on this job with
Yeah.
me. And Dwayne's
Okay.
like, no, man, I'm just keeping my head down, trying to gather,
he
gather
was
my stuff
just
for my
out
family.
of jail. He's
Yes.
just out of jail, and that's where he got fucking bulked.
Yeah, recently out. He's kind of mysterious. You don't know why. You don't know
Yeah.
why he's so stoic, so quiet.
I like
you
this.
know, you got the mobsters in the corner that are like, hey, look at this big fucking tough guy over here, you know, not talking a word to us. Hey, what's going on there, meathead?
Okay, I don't know about you, but the way
This
that
is just faster, but
It is, honestly. But 70s and Tarantino.
okay,
I would still watch that movie.
I don't know about you, but every time I come up with a plot for a movie, I always come up with the ending, right? So what the sequence
Okay,
at the end would
okay.
be. Do you know how this movie would end?
See,
What's your big climax moment?
I'm so basic. I want to go to the end of Taxi Driver, where it's just a shootout, and of course it's Tarantino, so shootout. But I also don't want to do shootout because I'd love to see a
don't wanna
movie
do
with no
shootout.
shootout at the end.
I want fist fight, but I also want him fucked up at the end.
You know, Richard, that just made me so sad, bro. Because I just realized I love Tarantino, but he's never had a good
He hasn't.
fist fight.
He has
Even
not.
in the last one, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. No
Yeah.
spoilers, but obviously, there's punching and stuff, but it's not
It's not a
brawl.
full out. I want him being overtaken by 25 other guys.
Yeah, like the bride with her sword versus
Yes.
versus the crazy 88.
exactly.
but
She's
fists.
still fucked up, but
So maybe bringing
Yes.
the person who did the John Wick fight scenes to come in.
that'd be great.
yes,
Yeah.
That'd
and
be
then
great.
he's just laying there in the snow, blood splatter,
Middle of Brooklyn.
but he has a smile on his face.
Ooh, it's snowy.
That's how it
it's
ends.
snowy in Brooklyn, and the blood's hitting that snow,
Yep.
and it
I don't
looks
know about you,
red as
man.
shit on the white, bro.
I don't know about you boys, but my tummy is rumbling for
I
that.
see.
movie.
I think.
I see
we
the
got
end
a hit.
shot, like Richard said, just Dwayne looking
Yeah,
up all.
But he has a little smile. That's it. That's how he wins.
Oh, I like
he
that.
doesn't
I like
actually
that,
win
bro.
because it's Tarantino. You can't actually win if you're a bad guy, and it's already been shown that he's
I
not a good
love
guy.
that, bro.
Okay.
That's how it ends.
All right, Comer. What do you got?
No, that's
No, do you have an idea for
I
the
feel
Rock in a
bad because
movie?
you helped me with mine.
If you had to
damn.
cast the Rock in a movie of your own, and you could choose any director, any script.
actually it would go more Four Brothers esque.
Oh, okay. What do we got?
Remember that movie?
Yeah,
of course, the Big Rock.
Wahlberg, Tyrese.
Gibson, the weird little skinny white
Oh,
kid that nobody
yes.
remembers.
What's his name? He did the movie in the 70s. What is it called?
Oh my God, hang on.
With the glasses.
And
Find
of
this
course, the incomparable Andre 3000.
Oh, bro, that movie makes me bummed when their mom gets fucking.
Well, yeah,
I
and,
hate
like,
that movie.
But the ending
But in
is
a good
so
way.
good with Mark Wahlberg fighting, like having a boxing match with this dude on the ice, and everybody's just standing there like, no.
You know, that's a
Fuck
movie
you,
that I
bro.
would consider like a gangsta movie, like
Yeah.
Goodfellas, but it's not widely considered
Well, yeah,
as
it's
one.
like
You
more
know,
Brooklyn-esque, and it's more Americanized.
Yeah.
Modern Americanized.
I wish there was more Brooklyn gangsta movies like The Departed and Four
I
Brothers.
love
and-
The Departed.
So what
good.
character are you tossing The Rock into that?
So The
Like,
Rock
what are you going to have him
is-
portray?
The Rock is going to actually contradictory. He's going to be Andre 3000's role, where he's the big brother that's trying to like
Okay.
he's trying to keep everybody in line because he knows how the streets work, how the law works. He knows.
Okay.
He's an ex-convict too. He knows. So he's the one trying to keep everybody in line, but that ultimately has to throw away his morals
Okay.
because of his family. He has to set aside what he wants to do versus what he has to do.
So it's kind of like the. Have you
But
seen?
he would be the one demise.
Have
Like,
you seen
he would-
Nobody?
No.
Okay, so in Nobody, Bob
Nobody's
Odenkirk, he has to kind of like go back into his old life. Essentially, is that kind of what you're saying? Like he has to like
Yeah.
what he's set up for himself. He has to kind of like directly
depart.
depart
But
from it.
because
Okay.
but because of outside circumstances,
Because it's his family. He can't give up on his family.
What are we looking at this movie like visually? What do you see? Like, are we talking muted colors? Are we talking
Muted.
Like, okay.
Who's
not
your,
fully muted?
You got-
fully muted, but Four Brothers esque, where it's
who's
still
bringing
very
this-
dark gray.
who's bringing this one to life? Who's bringing this
who's a
flick to
director?
life?
Who's a good director?
Because the
good
director
question.
of Four Brothers, let me look here, John Singleton. Oh wow, my man did Boys in the Hood, Shaft, Too Fast, Too Furious, Abduction.
that
Oh
one?
my God,
Hell yeah.
Abduction with Taylor Lautner.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Baby Boy with Tyrese. I love Baby Boy.
That's a great movie.
Oh, he's awesome.
No joke.
He didn't do Juice. He didn't do Juice. I thought he did Juice. I love
Director,
Juice.
you know what? I want the director from Faster. Who was the director on that?
Ooh, okay. George Tillman,
So yeah,
third?
what are some movies?
Junior.
that he,
I'm sorry.
What are some movies that he made?
He did the Notorious movie,
Okay.
the B.I.G. movie.
Okay.
He did that. The Longest Ride,
Okay.
starring Scott Eastwood and Britt Robertson. I don't know if that one's going to be exactly
I
what.
want you to put my son in a movie.
The Hate You Give.
Okay, so essentially what you're saying is
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
necessarily have to be like stylized by a certain director. It's just as
No,
long as they
like-
can tell the story in a well done way.
Yeah, as long as like George Tillman Jr. would understand the goal of this movie.
Yeah,
the
what
theme,
what
the
it's
tone.
after, right?
So when you
And-
say in a Four Brothers esque kind of way, do you have casting for the other? Like, is there other main characters in the movie, or is it just a standalone Rock?
I would actually want this controversial opinion. I would want Kevin Hart as a more dramatic role.
Ooh,
Not
That'd be
comedy,
cool.
not over the top as he usually is.
I haven't seen it, but he did a recent drama for Netflix that he's in. I don't know exactly what it is, but I heard he was pretty good in it.
Okay.
I don't think he would be a bad actor at all.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want him in more of a dramatic, like empathetic role.
Well, it'd be interesting too with him and The Rock, knowing their like history.
Exactly.
To do a drama together would be really cool.
I think that would really work.
Didn't Kevin do that movie with the guy from Breaking Bad? What's his name?
Oh yeah. That's a remake
Of
of
the
like
Fre-
a
like a
European
French film.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, French film. And I think it's The Upside.
The Upside.
Yeah,
Have you-
Bryan Cranston has like multiple sclerosis. He can't like move any of his body.
See, but he is kind of the comedic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the kind of. But it's all. I know what you mean though, because it's also kind of a
Well,
dramatic role.
He would kind of be in the role. Kevin Hart would kind of be in the role of the skinny white drug addicted dude.
Okay, just kind
He
of the
would-
funny.
He wouldn't be. Yeah, he wouldn't be
Not
like
funny
the
on
comic
purpose.
relief.
Yeah.
He would just be there.
I like those characters because they're easily like, oh, it's the crackhead, he deserves to die. But
Right.
it's like if you
But you
follow
still
this
can get
character,
empathy.
yeah, you're like, oh no, I feel
Yeah.
so bad for him.
Well, so in that regard, I do want to ask, because like, so back to Randy for a second, you had with your idea for the movie, and then I want to come back to you because I want to know this. Who do you have as your main antagonist for The Rock?
That's a good
In this film,
Yeah, so tell us your
Ooh.
synopsis of the film again, just in case people
So-
who are listening to this while they're working.
Generally, The Rock in a setting, Tarantino vibes of like a 70s New. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say New York, Brooklyn,
Yeah.
Brooklyn area, something like that, because I like the snow. I love the snow. But yeah, working as a bouncer, I think his boss being the villain is great.
Okay.
Is the end, giving him the opportunities through the whole movie, and then finally kind of forcing him to do it. But
And Samuel L. Jackson is his last.
oh, that'd be great actually, because I didn't even. I know I said Sam Jackson, but I didn't think of him as like villain material. But like
he could
so
do
like
it.
think of him in Django. He's a villain in Django, but he's
Yeah,
like, you know,
but he's
tuck
like
tail.
that.
He's tuck tail in Django.
Exactly.
It's like,
Good way to describe
Mr.
it.
Calvin, like
Squirrely.
he's a snitch. He's a
Thanks for not doing the voice,
he's
because
a little
good
snitch.
Lord, we would
Oh,
have
don't
that.
worry about that.
We won't.
Oh no, Mr. Calvin, don't worry. I got you. But to see Sam Jackson in like a devious role, like awful, would be
Yeah,
really
like
interesting.
almost
like that.
Shield Avengers-esque, where he's all knowing.
Yes.
but he's just devious. I
Okay.
can definitely
Absolutely,
see
bro.
that.
I would love that.
So we're looking at like The Rock, Sam Jackson kind of a pairing.
Yeah, him like have a scene where like The Rock brings in like a troublemaker, something
Yeah.
to the top, and have like a 5-10 minute Tarantino dialogue scene where Sam Jackson's talking up like he's not gonna hurt this kid or something. And you just,
Yeah.
I don't know whether he pulls out a gun, shoots him, or like cuts off a finger or something. I just think it would be interesting to see Sam Jackson like that.
I think it would work better if it was the quick, like, flip the script where he just automatically comes in.
No, that'd be interesting to have kind of like a warm presence from him at first. You know, like The Rock being like, oh, I don't really want to do this. Oh, that's okay, man. I mean, don't worry about it. Slip him this, slip him that here and there. And then, like you said, Richard, maybe
I like
30,
that.
45 minutes into the movie, bro, just like, boom, flip the script on his ass, you know?
Okay.
Exactly.
I enjoy that. I like that.
I dig. Rich?
All right.
The writer's
So-
room.
Yeah,
Right? We can't even release this
that's
shit.
the name of the episode.
So my antagonist, because it's more Four Brothers esque, like he has to come out. Evergreen, I would have her as the antagonist.
Ooh.
Okay. So female antagonist.
Female antagonist.
Okay,
and
now-
a fucking hot female.
Yes, thank
absolutely.
you. Yeah, bro.
Now-
Eva Green.
Now, can I ask you a really quick question? So, in the sense of Eva Green being the main antagonist, considering this is like a Four Brothers as kind of like,
Well, she would be the head of the crime family.
so who does she have as kind of like the muscle?
That's a good question. I'm still thinking about that one, but that I wanted her. I want her as the main antagonist.
John Bernthal.
John Bernthal would be a fantastic.
I was thinking
character.
Johnny
Yeah.
B.
Yeah.
I was
Johnny
thinking
B.
that.
Now, I brought up the antagonist because I
But I don't think realistically. Yes, John Bernthal. We have him as Punisher. We have him as like in these action-packed roles.
yeah.
Would he still be a match for Dwayne
Right.
The Rock Johnson?
well,
It's hard to think about like
You
who
kinda
could
need-
be, right, bro?
Tom Hardy.
he'd be really cool.
I
yeah.
love Tom
'Cause
Hardy.
See, but I
all
feel
know
like Tom
he could get
Hardy's
big.
I feel like Tom Hardy's more of like a face forward kind of
I
antagonist.
agree.
You know what
Because
I mean?
like you look at Peaky Blinders,
Yeah,
or
he's got to be
even
kind of
Dark
the face.
Knight.
Now, the reason I brought up antagonist is because I feel like there's an actor that he's been in very few movies, and most of them were in the '90s and the early 2000s.
Okay.
Specifically for Richard's movie. While you were talking, the antagonist that I casted, and I'm actually gonna leave the room after I say this and let you guys kind of go on to it. Dave Chappelle.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
You know what?
Dave Chappelle as a crime boss.
No,
Hold
no,
on.
no, no, no,
Hold
no,
on,
no,
hold
no, no,
on.
no, no. You were
me
right.
bones.
Right here, please, and thank you. Oh my God. Oh my God.
That was good.
Dave
That's
Chappelle.
it. I'm with you there.
So I'm gonna let you two talk about it.
Okay. I still
Now, let me just say how I see Dave Chappelle in your movie.
please. Well, he's like in Four Brothers. The main
Exactly.
guy is kind of
Yeah.
jokey, kind of.
But a little bit more of like new age Dave Chappelle.
Oh yeah,
I like that.
Because like
more
he's gonna be
talky-
undercut. He's gonna be the fuck with you kind of guy.
Exactly. I want a
I'm
Dave
with
Chappelle. I want a Dave Chappelle who is going to like come into the movie and essentially like take over the presence of it. You know, like
I'm actually with that.
so. Think about it. Like he shows up.
I'm sorry, folks. I was thinking with my dick. Juan's
No,
right.
no.
Dave
Evergreen's
Chappelle.
dope. Don't get me wrong, but like I like when you were saying it, and it's a character that I feel like hasn't had the opportunity
To, like,
be
really
the
get
back.
gritty.
Yeah, because dude, I don't know if you've seen his newer stand up.
Yeah.
like his newer stand up, he's incredibly gritty, and he's full on just like dark. And
Yeah,
and
I did not
love that
even
about his
think about
character.
that. That's a very good point.
Now, in the sense of your movie, and like I said, I want you guys to talk about it. How does Dave Chappelle find his role in the Four Brothers-esque movie?
Okay, so Dave Chappelle, we already know he's very good dialect-wise. He's very good.
He's very intelligent.
Yes.
Very well spoken.
Very well spoken, but he knows when to reel it in, and he knows when to not use the words. He knows when to use the silence.
Yeah.
as much as his.
I
dialogue.
could see I could see like a silent scene with him where
Yeah.
he's just kind of like looking at somebody, intimidating as shit.
Right, and unfortunately, he would have to be smoking. Because I
I'm
know,
sorry.
I know
he's
quit.
gotta
He's
though.
got to.
He's gotta. We gotta get him some herbals or something, Richard.
something,
because he's
but
gotta smoke in the movie, bro.
yeah.
There's
then,
no way
like,
he
just-
can't.
Yeah, and then he just has his group of like maybe 3 or 4 guys that know like that's his backup.
Yeah, honestly, the work to me is in my head. Like just him sauntering around that stage with that cigarette in his fingers, just twiddling it around.
That's
No
where
one
I
to
got
be
the
magic.
idea.
D-
That's
bro.
where I got the idea.
Just think about a man who knows that he can command however many thousands of people are in that crowd, and
Right.
being able to translate that to a fucking movie as like a mob boss would be so cool.
And
So
then-
cool.
Very cool. Not to mention the fact that Dwayne Johnson, as the lead, he has the subtle looks. He has the little like look over the shoulder. He knows everybody's around him. He knows all of this, but like he's not going to act out because it's not the time.
And I also
He
feel like
understands that.
I also feel like preconceived notions have a lot to do with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So like you as an audience member seeing Dave Chappelle come on screen, you're going
You're
to expect
expecting
like a
comedy.
comedy kind of like. So now
That'd
turn
be
it
great to
completely
play it
on its
like
head.
that too at first.
Yes.
At first, don't even indicate that he
Yeah.
might even be an antagonist.
and have him kind of like put forward the look of like the way that he is on stage, like you said, where he saunters with
Yes.
the cigarette, and like have people be like, "Oh, I love Dave Chappelle," and then the second that he starts to like become what he becomes, it makes you as an audience member be like,
Damn, I don't know why
You might even introduce him like through a very like dark like maybe like ripping somebody from their parents kind of like deal.
Oh,
where,
dude,
like,
maybe
it's
that's the
super
thing.
Dark,
Maybe
and
you have
that's
like
how
a
you introduce him.
maybe
is
you
he
have
just
like a
walks in.
maybe you have like a girl that they're going after who's like like a sister or something like that who's been kind of like bought into a family.
Okay, get this. My man owns and runs like a strip club.
Yeah.
That is like that's kind of like a front for whatever he's doing.
Sure.
Like you said, opening scene is a girl dancer. Take her in the back. Oh, I see like the opening shot from Goodfellas, like the full oneer
Yes.
going
Yeah.
through there and following Dave into the back rooms where they have this girl's daughter, and they're like, "Listen, you owe us money."
Follow Dave or follow one of the girls.
Oh, that'd be so good, bro.
And do not like don't
Definitely follow one of the girls.
and don't even like
Absolutely.
in the trailer and in the build up to the movie, don't even mention that Dave's going to be in the fucking movie.
I'm sorry. 1 minute trailers are the bomb.
Yeah.
Just some shots of the movie.
Yeah.
Just some shots. I don't need to know the whole fucking. I'm sure you guys are like me. You see something from a movie and you're watching it and you're like, I saw that in the trailer.
Yeah.
I saw that in the
And
trailer.
you can kind of piece together what's about to
yeah,
happen.
absolutely.
Yeah. So
Nothing.
that's what I'm saying. Don't give them anything, and then they walk in, and then the first shot that you see of Dave is him sitting in like a chair, smoking a cigarette, and he looks over and just like you said, just kind of some dialogue of like, you owe the family money. It is what it is. you know, and have it be maybe the third goofy kind of squirrely brother that you were talking about, right? And then have that character immediately killed. And then that's the reason they start coming after
Yeah,
him.
That's a good
maybe he's a
idea.
busboy who sees this. Maybe he sees something he's not supposed to see.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
he
good.
sees this girl or this girl's daughter get kidnapped or killed, whatever the inciting incident is.
Now, I just got to say, I think we just might have figured something new out for the podcast. We might have to do this once a month and maybe call this the writer's room.
Yeah, I like
I'm
this.
digging
This is
this.
nice right here, guys.
I like the idea of like just putting out maybe like an idea.
No,
of
this is interesting.
An actor
This is good stuff.
And just building a world and a movie around them because
Yeah.
I'm really messing with this right now.
All of us come in with a director or,
Yes.
or an actor, a
Yes.
certain style or something.
Now, if you would oblige, this is my idea for a rock movie.
Okay.
Okay, so you know those old samurai movies where the person has to go through like the 7 levels essentially to get to the boss or whatever? I'm thinking The Rock in kind of one of those movies.
Oh,
where
you
he's
thinking
the-
like Rock Bruce Lee old school
Yeah.
movie, huh?
right? So
Okay.
The Rock plays a Bruce Lee character, and then have it played by or have it directed by Wes Anderson.
Oh my
Really?
God, that'd be such an interesting flick, bro.
Richard needs to do some research.
Wes
'cause-
Anderson is like Grand Budapest, Moonrise
Oh, that,
Kingdom.
Yeah,
That actually
Moonrise.
would. That cinematography.
Oh, bro,
actually
it's
could work.
gorgeous. It's like a child's book.
And so
you
think-
open that, so
the-
the contrast,
That
Yeah,
works.
you do maybe
the juxtaposition, bro,
Yeah.
would be so sweet.
you do
would be
7
so
rooms,
sweet.
right? And so I want to do a fake out when it comes to your antagonist, right? So you want your main antagonist to be Dave Bautista.
Of
Okay.
course.
Oh, it's like the guy in Spy Kids 3.
Exactly. A poetic kind of like antagonist, somebody who's more like you think he's the one because of just the way he looks and maybe because of the way he carries himself. You look at him and you're like, oh no, that's the
That's
guy.
the main guy.
But in very Wes Anderson vibe, Jeff Goldblum as your main antagonist.
Hold on. Give me 5. Give me 5.
Thank you.
That was. Yes.
Oh God, I gotta kill your wife and your family.
See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Think about that.
Jeff
Oh, that's
Goldblum.
horrifying.
Soft spoken and not only that, like I said,
Cheeky.
samurai-esque kind of like movies where you have, and this is a perfect position for a Wes Anderson movie because then you have the celebrity cameos throughout the
Yes,
the
yes,
levels.
yes.
Yep.
right. So you have these kind of like expendable-esque characters shown in each room. You know,
And
so
like
Oh,
he
that'd be
has
so
to kind of like
good.
learn something in
Yeah.
each level, and that would ultimately be part of the last
Yes.
level.
And
yeah,
so I'm saying-
it's thematic.
Yes.
He's learning shit through each level, like you said, Richard.
And
I
then-
like that, bro.
And so that first maybe hour 20 of the movie is him going through those kind of 7 stages or whatever and getting to the end
And
where
then
he
you have,
beats
like,
Batista, and then at the end
25 to 30 minutes of.
no, and then Goldblum comes out as the main antagonist, and then it turns completely from an action like driven movie into more of like a chasing kind of movie where he's like having to like run through the streets and find this girl or like go through maybe like
Where'd I
like
put her?
And, like,
mystery. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Oh,
I like
where is
that.
she? Oh, I don't know.
Like, cause think about it, dude.
like
Like,
that.
so think about it. So like Bale in the what was the Thor movie that he came out with?
Oh, the last Thor, right?
Yeah.
The
Love and
Gore,
Thunder.
Gore,
Yeah.
or whatever. Is that the name?
Oh,
Gore the God Killer or whatever.
Yeah.
And in that regard, you give every single actor a chance to like, because they're in a Wes Anderson movie, so they know they're allowed to kind of like be an actor. So you give every single actor a chance to like, you know, throw out. So you
Dude,
have
yes.
Christian
Like
Bale.
they have their own backstory, and
Dude,
that's
you-
how they act.
Think about it. You have Christian Bale. You have Simon Pegg and Nick Frost as like as their own kind of like level. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And then you move up, and maybe the next level is someone like, hell, dude, you throw in like a random like the guy who plays Heisenberg.
Yeah, bro. Bryan Cranston.
Yes,
Bryan Cranston, bro.
You have a nod to John.
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah,
I
Cillian
love
Murphy.
Cillian Murphy.
You have a nod to John Wick where they have Keanu Reeves be one of the people he has to go.
That
to.
That'd
would
be
be
great. That'd be
awesome.
great,
But
bro.
instead of them being just straightforward fight scenes, it's 10-minute segments of very artsy and well-directed like scenes.
I would
And
love
there's-
that.
And
That'd be
there's
great.
something different about each level.
Yeah,
like
some of them
that.
are physical,
There's
some of them are mental.
variable-
Yes, that's my
Yeah.
idea
Dude,
for
I
a
am
rock
fucking
movie.
down.
You know what I mean?
All I
want
can
that
think of
movie.
is that Japanese aesthetic when at the end of Kill Bill, the first one, when the bride's in the
Yeah,
in the bar and just the sliding doors, the snow
yeah.
outside. I that's what I picture
whole-
for the
but,
Japanese
like,
aesthetic.
Yes.
Yeah, the very last scene when she's Uma Thurman's going against Lucy Liu, and like they have so much respect for each other.
Dude,
And
it's so quiet. It's so patient. That
and-
last scene.
And shout outs to Quentin Tarantino. It said something like Lucy Liu's character said something like, "This won't last 5 minutes."
Yeah,
And by the 5-minute mark, she gets the top of her head cut off.
yeah.
Oh, and it's so
Like,
good.
it's so well
It's
done.
not even flashy. It
It's
happens,
not.
and you're
It's-
just like,
See, and what I'm also thinking is like in that kind of regard is like, you know, like you said, the snow, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where you introduce Jeff Goldblum as the antagonist for the first
Oh,
time.
of course, yeah.
A quiet snow,
my
like
man's got like long hair.
yeah, and he's
Yes,
just
Like
and
kimono.
like there's still the little fountain type thing.
Yes.
Like he's on a chair and he has Batista or
Yeah,
whoever.
you
by
could even
him.
homage it to like Kill Bill, which is an homage to other shit
and
already.
exactly.
and he's holding on to like a samurai sword and he's just staring
Oh,
back at
that's
the rock
good.
and
That's
he just says
good.
something. He says something like, "Oh, well, it seems like you were able to get through my 7 stages, but." I saved the best for last, and then have
Oh,
Batista just kind
man.
of be like,
The sword for a prop for him would be amazing because him just like twirling it around nonchalantly.
and like I said,
would
in a
be-
Wes Anderson setting where you have like I said, like
it's just
symmetry
Short, yeah,
and
you
shit.
sharp cuts.
You
and
could toe the line of like anime, live action.
Yes.
It'd be such a
Yes.
good tightrope to walk, you
because
know?
The Rock is a perfect depiction of like a ridiculous human being.
The
Exactly.
Rock with a top knot.
Yes, well there you go.
Rock with a top knot, bro.
No, see,
Rock with a top knot.
I'm thinking maybe Batista with the top. Hat.
Ooh, okay.
You know what I mean? To kind of just show.
What if The Rock lets his hair down?
Whew, the Rock
Or it
with
goes
some hair.
or it goes
No.
poof.
See, and that's where I go back to your movie. I want maybe Rock with like a little bit of a fro.
Small fro,
You
small
know,
fro.
like maybe like a turtleneck with
like how he
the-
looked in the 90s.
Yeah, with like a gold cross or something
Yep.
like that.
Yeah.
And he's wearing like, you know, like a nice like white turtleneck that's like stained with blood, and then maybe like the jacket over it with
Ooh, that's great too.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He
just a
starts out with
little blazer.
a white ass shirt, and just by the end, just nothing but red.
Exactly. And like maybe
That's
the way
sick.
that you introduce it is kind of like the way that Wes Anderson like does like the poetic kind of introduction into it. And where he's, like, talking- Dude.
Oh,
and-
bro, that'd be so nice.
what I'm saying.
I would like that a lot.
So that's my idea.
That's a
Dude.
good blend right there, bro. That's a great idea.
And the only reason I say that is because if you look at The Rock, like I said, he's
He is
it's-
larger than life.
And it's kind of playing on the fact that
Literally.
The Rock plays the Rock character the entire time. But it's also challenging The Rock because he's not able to do like the people's eyebrow or
Exactly.
talk too much. Like keep him a silent character.
Yeah,
And
the-
make him
the
do facial
stoic.
expressions. Yeah. Make him like react to things.
I think he could do that well too, bro. Is the thing.
Yeah, like we were talking about. He has that little the noticing people are behind him, or noticing somebody's behind him, noticing somebody's up there.
Exactly.
All right. But I'm not going to call too much attention to it. I'm just letting you know that I know.
Dude, and then in that same vein
He's
of it
not
being a Wes Anderson movie, every single like the idea of every like protagonist or like antagonist, every person that he has to fight through,
Having like
having their own art style
Yeah.
surrounding
Oh, that'd
them.
be so
You could
good,
even-
bro. He could stylize it so well too.
Yeah, this could be a little cliche, but you could work it like the 7 deadly sins kind of thing.
That'd
You
be
could do
cool.
that.
Yeah, no,
Just, you know,
absolutely.
like
See, because I'm thinking like with like a
where there's
Christian
always
Bale
something.
with like a Christian Bale character, maybe just like a completely white room, and like the only thing you see from Christian Bale's character is like his eyes open for a second and then they close, and that's when
Ooh, that'd
that's
be
when he
pretty
does the
sweet.
head turn where he kind of like looks behind him like, and And that's Christian Bale's up on him, is that
Yeah.
he's in a completely white room and this dude is like pale white and he blends in with the rest of the room.
God, that's like a Samurai Jack episode.
Yeah,
I love
that's-
it.
yes,
that's where I came up with it.
fantastic. That's awesome.
That's what I was thinking. Samurai Jack mixed with Wes Anderson with maybe some of the
A little
Bruce Lee.
Tarantino.
I think now too that Wes Anderson's done like 2 animated movies. His sensibilities are so different that he could pull it off so well.
Dude,
Yeah.
and think about how cool it would be if they did like a hard cut where like The Rock like hits a character and then they go into a complete animated version of it, kind of like they did in Kill Bill.
Yeah, like the Kill Bill animation, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's just like for maybe 5 seconds, but like you see like a character like do the blood come out of their mouth and then it goes back into reality for a second.
Yeah.
I just feel like that would be like over the top.
No,
personally.
the first time I saw that Kill Bill animation,
Oh, dude.
dude, I was a kid. I don't even remember how young I was. I saw it on TV, and
I was
what
like
the
8
fuck
or
is
something.
This shit?
Yeah.
What is this? This is awesome.
Yeah.
So do we have so for each of our movies, do we have any additional maybe like side stories or something along the lines of that might move into our story arc that, you know, might push the
Yes.
movie over the top?
I want Tyrese Gibson in my movie. He's going to be one of the 7 or whoever that he has to come against.
Oh, you're doing the Wes Anderson thing?
Yes.
Okay.
But his is like from the streets. So like that would come maybe like 3rd or 4th, like between the 2nd act and the 3rd act.
Okay.
And that would be like the total, like the finding somebody kind of thing. I think that would really work for that.
Okay. Right on. I dig it.
I definitely want Tyrese Gibson. I definitely want more female characters.
What about in your Four Brothers-esque kind of movie? Do you have like a side story or anything like that? Because I really like the idea of the Dave Chappelle being an like full-on antagonist in a movie.
That'd be so sweet. I would love that.
He's so good.
That idea is literally just like, damn, dude, damn. Dave Chappelle as a bad guy would be so sick.
Yeah,
it would be
he's
so awesome.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I mean,
because I don't know at this point in his career if he could even be like a hero or a lead, but like as a villain, I think he could excel.
Oh,
he could
he
be
would
like
kill.
Leo in fucking Django, bro.
Exactly.
That
Yeah.
level of good.
So
sauntering, quiet,
Yes.
just forward thinking. Like,
right.
yeah.
So Dave Chappelle would need his like posse,
Okay.
his like Leonardo had with like the bunch of other guys that came in with the shotgun and whatnot.
Sure.
But I want Dave Chappelle's posse to be like maybe not fully established, but like I want them to be like recognizable. Let's
Okay.
put it that way. I would actually give him somebody like a go-go type, like from Kill Bill Volume 1. Like
Okay.
a go-go type.
You know what's funny?
bodyguard.
I thought of Christina Ricci.
Christina
That's
Ricci.
that's
on.
a great decision.
Christina
I like
Ricci,
that.
right, bro?
Yeah, Christina Ricci would be
yes,
perfect
man.
for that.
I
Yeah.
would love a Christina
The,
Ricci because she's like in
the
her
face.
She's
Yeah.
in her early 50s now. She's a well-known actress.
But she
I'd
still has that
love-
porcelain kind of like look
Gorgeous.
to her.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
she's a
that
doll.
would work so well. Wednesday.
Yes,
forget
OG.
that she's
Well, not
her.
OG Wednesday, but 90s Wednesday.
Yeah. She's in Yellow Jackets too.
Yes.
That's a good fucking show.
Hey, thank you. I watched the first season. Good on you.
Yeah?
Good
You-
on you.
Dude, wait until the 2nd season. You got some shit ahead of you, dude.
Travis didn't kill himself.
Christina Ricci, Dave Chappelle dichotomy. I'm with it.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
That would be
He
really
like whispers in her ear.
That
He,
would
like-
be-
And she laughs. She gives the. Oh, that's great.
I guess in technicality, audience, you're listening to what I would call Writer's Room episode 1. But
Writer's room.
what I want the Writer's Room episodes to end in are the conversations about things that the writers don't agree with. So let me throw a topic on the table. The witch. Or
bitch.
the bitch.
The bitch.
Now, Richard and I have been incredibly
Give it.
expressive about it for about 15 minutes, but
to me.
I for one, I mean, you know me, I'm not very opinionated when it comes to
No.
things other than Big Bang Theory.
Not at all.
Richard, why don't you tell Randy your feelings towards the witch?
I fucking hated that movie. I fucking hated it. It was the biggest thing is I don't have an issue with suspense or trying to build something up, but there was no delivery. It was very Blair Witch-esque for me, which I've also stated my opinions of. I hated that fucking movie too.
Interesting. Okay.
I understand the whole, como se dice, the fervor surrounding Blair Witch Project. There was the whole, they actually put the actors through everything that they wanted the movie to be. I get that. I just fucking hated it.
Okay. Okay. See, I like Blair Witch a lot. If I think the Blair Witch, unfortunately, in our generation, I don't think it works. I just
really
don't.
doesn't.
It's impossible. I don't think it could work unless you wanted to traumatize like a 10-year-old. I think that's the only way that movie could actually like work to be horrifying to someone.
We also
Right.
lived through Paranormal Activity.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Found footage films.
When
are
Blair
kinda
Witch
like-
first
came out, it was like,
three was
is
like,
this
eh.
fucking real?
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
this shit? You know?
And there was that whole like, that whole fervor around it. Where is this real? Once you kind of realize it's not real, and once you come to that fact, it's not scary anymore because you know it's all fake. And even if they believe it, that you still put yourself in those actors' shoes. And would I be that scared, or would
Right.
I react this way? No, because I've experienced paranormal shit. I've never been that way. I've never been like Blair Witch sobbing into a camera because of something I saw.
Yeah, I get that. I was gonna say that makes it interesting that you hate the witch so much, because like to me, you can pick any of those characters and be like, oh fuck, I'm in it with them. Like the dad being like, who do I believe? I'm such a puritanical Christian that I left my own. Because the beginning of the movie, they leave their village of
Right.
Puritans, because the dad is like,
They're not Puritan
you
enough.
guys are not pure enough. Y'all
Yeah.
are letting natives in, this and that. We're I'm exiling me and my family, and through that one decision, he ends the whole family. He kills his family.
You know what?
Regardless of whether there was a witch or not, I don't think they would have made it at all in those woods.
That's a fair point. Yeah, that's a fair point.
Man can't hunt, man can't gather. So he chops wood the whole movie. What does he die from at the end? The wood comes crashing down on his ass. And I
Yeah.
just love that. I just love that so much.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. You look at it more as an artsy aspect.
I can look at it. I see it as both.
Okay.
Because like the payoffs to me really work. The witch taking the baby at the beginning of the movie, crux of the first 10 minutes, dead baby.
Yeah.
You see her
already.
You see her grinding it up, and see her rubbing it on her, and you can see her floating to the sky. You're like, damn, what's happening to this family now? And I love looking at it from that, because the first 15 minutes lets you know, oh shit, there's a witch in the woods. And then
Okay.
from the rest of the movie is the family going, are you a witch? Are these children witches? Are you Satan? What is this? It's just that paranoia I really enjoy.
I get that, and the isolation definitely plays an aspect in that, because
No one to run to, no one to go to.
self-isolation, or the fact that your father made you self-isolate, kind of similar to The Shining. So my question is, did you ever watch the movie Lords of Salem, directed by Rob Zombie?
Yes, I did actually.
What are your opinions on that one?
I used to hate it. Now
Really?
now I think it's one of his most experimental, artistic movies. It's probably one of my favorites of his, honestly.
Okay.
Because he went hard.
He did.
At the end of that movie. I felt like I needed to bathe in holy water at the end of that movie. I was like,
it was fucking rough. It was fucking rough.
Whoa.
What's funny about that movie is Rob Zombie has said in an interview that movie specifically, any direction, anything that he was going to do with that movie, he did the direct opposite. Solely because it was that movie.
Interesting. I like him as a filmmaker. I think he's an
I do
interesting
too.
guy. I think he's a really interesting, well-spoken dude.
Yeah. Oh, that's for sure. Like he he definitely understands horror. He definitely understands movies. And
Yeah, and it's funny you bring up the Lords of Salem because that's the one movie of his where I'm legitimately like kind of freaked out a little bit.
yeah,
Like when Sherry Moon Zombie, the priest is making her give her head, and he's like going on this satanic monologue. It's disturbing. I was like,
it's very.
I was
disturbing.
sitting there like, oh my god, I've never seen this from him before.
Yeah, and the score, the
Oh,
the
brother,
build up. Yeah,
it's creepy.
it's
It's droning.
unnerving. It's so good.
Oh, that's why. Oh man, I know. I need to rewatch The Witch with you guys or something because I love the score to that. I
might give it a second chance because I watched it once in theaters and was very much
I feel
let
like if
down.
you knew what was coming and you just watched it, you might appreciate it more.
I might.
I don't want you to like it. I'm not like
I'll give it
like what
another
I like,
shot.
Richard.
Now,
But no,
what
it's just one. I will give it another shot because I watched it once.
I get
didn't
you.
Give it.
what I do want to ask is like kind of the question that was posed. We were posed a question back when we were in theater class in high school. It was a really long time ago, and
I was not in theater in
it
high
stuck
school.
with me for a really long time, and it was on the board. I'll never forget it. We walked into the theater class and it was on the board. It said, "What is a better superhero movie, The Avengers or The Dark Knight?"
The Dark Knight.
And what is a better movie, The Avengers or The Dark Knight?
The
Now,
Dark Knight.
the question is, what's a better horror movie? Would it be something like Lords of Salem, where like the horror is kind of like forward and like in your face a little bit, or The Witch, where it's a little bit more like not mundane, but like sustained and like a little bit more in the background? It's more creepy vibes versus like in your face. So I guess it's kind of like when you go to watch Insidious, you know what you're going to get. Jump
Right.
scares, crazy music,
Yeah.
shots, things
Well,
like
it's
that.
kind of like Insidious versus what's that one? The Visit,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
where it is subtle and it's a slow burn. But I enjoyed that one way more than I enjoyed The Witch.
Okay.
So what I'm asking is The Witch more of a suspense thriller or
Yes.
is it more of is it a horror movie?
Yeah. At its core, I think it's more just like exploring the
Humanity and
humanity,
like, morale.
the
And
religious
isolation.
aspect around a family in this time where the director, I listened to Robert Eggers talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
He described back in the day, back when he like made this move, like if he was putting himself in the times of these people, folklore, it wasn't lore. It was
fact.
real.
Yeah.
There were witches.
Okay.
There were werewolves. There were vampires. That is all real to these people. So that paranoia of, is my daughter colluding with Satan? Are my toddler children
Colluding
making a deal with the devil? Because they technically are in the movie. They're whispering to Black Phillip the whole time. The daughter even says they've conspired with the Black Phillip, the goat. They've made a deal with the devil,
goat.
and that's real.
Yeah.
The kids at the end are gone. The barn they put him in ripped apart. The witch took him. We don't know what happened to him. I can only assume they got turned into paste.
Yeah.
And then the corruption of the youngest girl at the end of the movie is my favorite with Thomason, because her parents the whole movie have told her you're a whore, you're a slut, you know. And then at the end, it's like, well, I guess I'm just going to give into the cardinal pleasures of life. What's that like to live
yeah, well,
Because
deliciously?
all you've done is
you've been
criticize me
told.
to
Yes,
this point.
yes.
Yeah.
Kind of on this is a little off topic. I love listening to the No Sleep podcast. That's one of my
No Sleep's
favorites.
great.
Have you listened to the Mooncrawler series yet?
I have not. Is
It's a
that one of those
three-part-
several ones, bro?
Yeah, it's a 3-part, most recent
It's called Mooncrawler.
Mooncrawler. It's so I was very trepidatious because I'm not big on like sci-fi. I'm not big on that kind of thing.
Okay.
Series are even kind of but I gave it a shot. It is really good. It kind of approaches it through different timelines.
Okay.
And different eras in humanity and how we deal with the unknown,
kind of
yeah,
Lovecrafty, huh, bro?
Almost,
Cthulhu-ish, like not exactly that, but like that, huh?
Almost, because like you don't know what you're coming against, but you've seen it. You can see it. You know what it is, and throughout, like it keeps, as humans do, it keeps evolving.
I love that existential stuff, man. Where it's there's no comprehending this level of horror. It can't be described.
Yeah, it's especially like it starts in caveman times. So they know exactly what they've seen. They don't think critically.
It's pure. It's
Exactly.
a pure level of
fear
consuming whatever they're seeing,
Yes. And then it goes into the second one, and I think is Roman times, where the country of Rome almost conquered the entire world. And then after that, it's like the medieval times, after the fall of Christianity, the rise of Christianity, the fall of science, the fall of art.
Yes.
And then they approach it from that way, and not to mention the fact that the creature evolves with humanity. As it keeps getting killed, it evolves to be more of a killing machine.
Now, when you said you weren't a fan of sci-fi, are you a fan of The Thing? John Carpenter's The Thing?
I've watched it and I understand it. I've just never been a big alien person or anything but the fact that there's the mystery and
it's formless. There's you don't, whatever form that thing's taking in the movie, you're like, well, what is it?
Right.
There's no concrete. It is what it is.
Yeah,
it's an entity.
The ambiguity definitely creates tension and anxiety.
Yeah, 100%.
I definitely agree with that.
Answers to me are kind of boring unless they're like kind of well thought out or this or that.
Yeah,
but answers to me are boring. Give me dread. Give me, I don't know what that is, and it's gonna.
So you're more Lovecraftian.
Darkness.
Yeah.
Darkness.
The cosmos, the fear of the unknown.
Yes, absolutely. The unknown fear, the unknowable.
Yeah.
If I even glanced at this, I don't know what to comprehend.
Right. And
I enjoy that.
I get where you're coming from, and there's nothing. I have nothing against that, and to a certain extent, I do agree. My biggest thing is the psyche. I like the psyche, and
100%.
and that's maybe why I need to give The Witch another.
I think you would
around.
like it in that way because it is both paranormal but also psychological. It's a weird combination of
so
both of them.
maybe approaching the movie at a different angle.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Like the isolation, everything like that. I think, really,
Gentlemen, I think we have to. I'm going to be honest with you. We hit an hour, and I hate to be the person who has to come in and.
Well, we don't want to waste content.
Now,
No, not at all.
Well, what I'm just going to say it. You guys have just stumbled upon apparently what we're going to call once a month special. If Randy allows us to.
I will absolutely do this with you guys.
Awesome.
We'll go ahead and give this a name right now. My name is Juan,
I am Richard.
and
I've been Randy Reynolds.
welcome to the writers' room.
This is the writer's room.